Well, happy Monday once again, everyone. Bryan Devore with the Devore Realty Group. The market's going all over the place right now. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully you had a good weekend, and if you celebrated Mother's Day, hopefully you had a good Mother's Day. But yeah, the market is all over the place, definitely not linear. This week, we're going to talk about the latest stats. We do have the HomeDex report by the North San Diego County Association of Realtors. That's some interesting information to look at. Where do home buyers want to live? It was a study done in Realtor.com. And where are prices falling the most? That might be of interest to some people who are looking to move. But first, we're going to get into the latest stats. Right now, we have 2,787 homes for sale in San Diego County. That's an increase of 151 from last week. Inventory is definitely on the rise. 3,213 homes are in escrow. That's down 3 from last week. Not a huge drop. And the months of inventory, 0.99. We are almost back up to 1 month of inventory. Rounding up, we would be at 1 month of inventory. That's up 0.09 from last week. Months of inventory, you take the total number of homes divided by the number of sales over the last 30 days. And as you'll see in just a moment about sales, those are down a little bit and inventory is climbing. So months of inventory definitely going up. Since last week, we have 1,082 new homes came on the market. That's down 56 from the week before. So interestingly, even though inventory as a whole is going up, inventory week to week is going down, or new properties coming on the market rather. New pending 648, that's down 37 from last week, so drops in both categories. New pendings listed within the last week, 37, so 6% of homes that went into escrow were only on the market for a week or less. New pendings listed within the last 2 weeks, 430, so 66%. So that both of those numbers, the 6% and the 66%, have been coming down a little bit. So maybe homes are taking a little bit longer to sell. Well, we'll find out in just a moment if that's the case. Looking at the total closings. So new closed sales, 527. That's down a lot, 49 from last week. Big drop of closed sales. Median list price also way down. 799, that's down $62,000 from last week. As I've talked about before, the median list price, median sales price, they bounce around quite a bit because it just depends on what is selling, the mix of properties. Median sales price down $47,000 to $843, but I think it's going to jump up again for next week. We've seen that before where the big drop is followed by a big gain the following week. Average days on market is 12, so no change from last week. So the closed sales are still at about 12 days on the market. Not a lot, still less than 2 weeks on average. The least expensive sale was in Ramona, $85,000. The most expensive sale was in Rancho Santa Fe for $11 million. Here's the graph that shows the new actives, pendings, and solds. We can see the trend line of actives. We saw it jump up quite a bit a few weeks ago, trending back down a little bit. Pendings as well, jumped up, kind of coming back down. Closed sales continuing to come down. And then the pricing, again, big drops in the median list price and median sales price. We'll see if that continues or if that's just a 1 week anomaly. All right, we do have the HomeDex report for this week. Normally I show the one chart that shows the average for all the different categories, new listings, new pendings, new sales, and it compares it to last year. But rather, I want to show you the individual charts for each of those categories. Reason being is because they show not just this year and last year, but the year before. And I wanted to include that because that's when the pandemic started. So pandemic started in March of 2 years ago. So now we have April's numbers. So let's see how the market reacted right after the pandemic began and where it is now. So new listings, homes that came on the market. These are single family homes. 946 homes came on the market in April of 2020. People did not want to sell. And then if you look at the year later, they jumped up quite a bit to 1,382. This year back down again. So we're not where we were 2 years ago, but we're not where we were a year ago either in single family homes. Same thing with attached properties as well. They were down, they jumped up quite a bit, and then this year down. Year-to-date numbers, you can see the trend going down for both categories. So that's new listings. Pending sales, only 636 homes were in escrow this time 2 years ago. And then those are, again, single family homes. And then last year jumped up, almost doubled to 1,175. This year down to 929. Similar trend line for the attached properties. We only had 201 attached properties in escrow 2 years ago, doubled to 406, and then back down now to 352. You can see that the year-to-date numbers kind of follow the same trend as well. Closed sales. Closed sales were down quite a bit from the norm, 735 a couple years ago. Jumped up to 1197 last year, back down now to 944. Do you see the trend here for all these different categories? Very low numbers 2 years ago, a year ago, skyrocketing, and this year kind of coming down across the board in all the different categories. Are we going down to where we were before the pandemic? Still not yet, but that's what the trend is looking like. Months of supply of inventory, we were at 2.9 months of supply couple years ago. Not many people wanted to sell. The inventory was down, but sales were way down. But last year down to 1.3, and this year 0.9. That's for the single family detached homes. Single family attached homes, similar numbers, 2.4 to 1 month to 0.7 months. So we're still well below where we were a year ago, way below where we were 2 years ago. Are we trending back up? We saw that we're at 0.99 months of supply of inventory. We are trending back up. Let's see if this trend continues. The housing affordability index, still a problem. A couple of years ago, we were at 53, so homes were more affordable. That's when rates were starting to come down. A year ago, down to 40. Again, this is for single family detached homes. Now we're at 27. Single family attached homes, more affordable. We were at 79. That was quite a big number for San Diego. 67 a year ago, way down now to 41. That's because interest rates have really jumped up and prices are still high. Year-to-date numbers, you can see those as well. So affordability is still a problem. Now the Market Watch report from HomeDex, this breaks the county into 4 different quadrants. East County, Metro, which is downtown and areas around there, North County, and then South County. Across the board, median sales price is up quite a bit. In fact, the lowest was South County with 19.4% increase. Percentage of original price received, those were also up as well. Days on market was sort of mixed. Some were up, some were down, but closed sales across the board were down in every single quadrant, in double digits in every single quadrant, and in fact in 32% down South County, a third fewer homes sold. Speaking of there, East San Diego County, I picked this zip code out, and I'm happy to send you the report for your particular zip code so you can see what your zip code did this past month. But I picked out East County because El Cajon increase in median sales price of over 35% in just a year. And usually when you see big numbers like that, you say, well, okay, probably only 2 or 3 homes sold. Well, in fact, 46 homes sold. That's still down 10% from the year before. Days on market was way down to 15. So El Cajon is a hot market. And you might want to ask for that report to see what your zip code looks like to see if you're in a hot market. Okay, where do home buyers want to live? This is a chart that I got from Realtor.com, and you can see the 10 top places where people want to live. A lot of them are on the East Coast, a couple in the South. Of course, Hawaii was up there. People want to live there. The closest to us is Prescott, Arizona, but you're not seeing really anything in California. So take a look at the constant contact email and you'll get the full scope of what this information is about, where they got their numbers, etc. And finally, where home prices are falling the most throughout the United States. And you can see most of them are from the middle of the country, east, except for one market, Los Angeles. Los Angeles is dropping quite a bit. And you can take a look again in the constant contact email to see the article that talks about this. That gives you this chart plus the methodology and so forth. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. I hope you have a good Monday, a good rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you next week in the next Monday Market Moment. I'll be curious to see how these numbers continue to trend. Have a great day.